raining and a bit miserable, so hey, why not do a behind the scenes? I've never done one before, so here we go. I'm Christmas Dave on the ACL forums, and these are my lights. So I guess I'll start on the right and work left. Got the Dalek trees, got the small ones and the big ones, or the medium ones and the big ones. They run well. They're just pegged down with some camping pegs. Keeps them from tipping over, whereas the big ones, they've just got a brick on the back and nice inexpensive from Bunnings, just got some heavy safety cones that just sit on top, sort of perfect for it and keep them from tripping. Although we had some pretty bad wind the other night and they did fall over, but easy to stand them back up. Got my Matrix, that's 3,456 running. I've got that just attached to some temporary fencing I got from Bunnings. Obviously with some snowflakes and stars just around it. Probably add more props over the years around that. That ended up working out really well. So all I did with that was cut out the back. So where there would be fence in here, I've just sort of shaved that off and cut out the space for it, and that's just straight in there. So I've got the legs going down the side, lots of weight on it, stop that from moving around. Although I'm in New South Wales, I think if we'd had those Queensland winds, I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have held. The back of it would have, but I think it would have come out the bottom at the front there, so I'm glad we didn't get that. Alright, so in the middle of the yard, you can see from here, they've got some candy canes, and then I've got what I call my bush tree, although not really the tree of lights, but there is a tree there. So that's 500 lights going around the tree, so I've got that all the way around. And then this year usually I've got the 700 on that, and this year my brain went, let's do something different, so I've done these little points sort of around it, and that was more an idea to frame up this year's new edition of the push button. I wanted to make one myself, but just time and work and everything, so I just got it from overseas. The Carbostic one, it works really, really well. So just the speakers, push that. So I've just got the after hours plug-in running through FPP at the moment, so using the internet radio, and that's the don't open it too much, but pretty much works well. Now I've just got that set on a 10-minute timer, so that way I can get some sleep at night, ready for work. Over here we've got a big singing tree. Kids love it, absolute favourite with everyone, as well as the singing faces along there. You can see I've painted some of the props, just added a little bit of colour. I was just sick of the white and the black. Same with those mini trees, you can see I painted them, so I just sort of put a white over it, a white spray paint, and then a bit of green spray paint to get that little effect on them. Mega tree, the star, so that's 24 strings of 100. I've got two little spotties down the bottom there, so that runs well. I've run some strip along there and threaded that through just to keep that space in. I was having some problems with it, and that's fixed that really well, although some of them I've got to redo. And that's just running, I've got two power supplies in there and a controller in there, which I won't open up because of this rain, but that's running off original Advotech Pixelite 16. I can only do 300 pixels per port, so that's a fun one. I'll probably replace that for next year, but still keep it in the show and just put it somewhere else. So the tree frame, the topper is through the ACL forums, got that 3 years ago, and also 3 years ago had a welder friend make the actual frame and the base. So the base just slides over that when I put it up, and it can go up and down, and I can move that around. And the actual post itself, that's just solid steel, it ain't going anywhere, and that's 70 mil into the ground. That was a nice hole to dig. So yeah, it's very solid and does not move. At the front I've got my double arches or circles, whatever we want to call them. So I sort of ran out of time to mount them up properly, but at night you can't even tell. So that's just 2 arches, they're just joined right through the ends and just upside down with each other. So they work out really well. So I did have to install another little post here just to come out from the house. Just sort of that rose bush, which I'm not allowed to get rid of. I had to get in front of that. So none of these rose bushes I'm allowed to get rid of. So that, that's fun for me to work around. But when they flower, they look beautiful. But at night, when I want the lights to look good, not so much. On a security camera. Got my 2 rosary wreaths. They're new this year. Loving them. Absolutely loving them. As well. So there's that, and then the 3 singing faces, or singing bulbs along there. So I've got 6 pillars. Got 5 circles. There are the singing faces and the rosary wreaths. And here's that bush tree from the back. Some cabling running around the ground. That's all, again, camping pegs. Peg that down. I let people walk around, let the kids run around. Just had no problems so far. But there, that just sort of prevents that little tripping hazard for everybody there. Now coming back this way, now you can't judge me on this, uncovered but undercover, so they get a nice dust in every couple of days with the air gun. So I've got my Pixelite long range sitting all the way over there, which we'll get to in a moment. And so it's my long range receiver there. And this is behind, got another little long range sitting in here. So everything's 12 volt. The only things I'm running that are 5 volt are the singing tree face and the candy cane. So I haven't replaced them. I'll just slowly upgrading everything and just run out of time for those ones. Got some cabling running. Tried to keep it nice and neat and tidy as much as possible. Got some more power supplies and controllers running from up there. Looks like one of those power supplies has come a little bit loose. I'll fix that up. And then that all comes back into, so I've got power running here. And then sort of behind here, got some a mess of cables, sort of main controllers and so forth. And then that feeds the switches behind there as well. And then that feeds back inside. I've got the Raspberry Pi and the FM transmitter inside, and that was more just for ease of access. So if I need to do something very quickly, I'm already inside, it's inside. I can, whether it's reduce volume or make any changes or anything like that. So that's it for the front. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Hello, Santa. I've got my old school nativity scene sitting over here near the neighbour's house. So that's sort of the first thing people see as they drive up. Wind's blowing that around at the moment, and that's just old LEDs, they're just dumb, so that's just running. The neighbours let me plug it in over there, and that just runs there. I'm thinking of upgrading them next year into seed. See how I go. Got Santa hats all down the street, so as people drive up, sort of the first thing. It's a very small street, which is very frustrating. But yeah, first thing they see is my tune to. And then as they come up, they've got their QR code running Remote Falcon. So again, running the Pi. And then another tune to there. And then just a couple of cones. Stop people from parking. You all know they love to park wherever they want. And roof, which I'll get up there in a second. Probably get in trouble from doing this in the rain or wetness. So luckily I don't have a 2-story, a bit easier for me. So I've got a star on, just on the aerial there. That's my old Mega Tree star. So when I replace it with the bigger one, I just retired into here. It actually looks quite good at night. Got some flexi strip running along the outline of the roof. I did have some problems with it, and I've tried to get a replacement from the manufacturer, and they sent me the replacement, which was great, except they sent me a different IC. So I've been sort of slowly trying to work on that, and that just sort of does whatever it likes to do. So I'll probably actually unplug that. I've been using Clickets a lot for the V2s. Absolutely brilliant. Been loving them. And then as far as the lights on the roof, got 1,500 lights on the roof. And that's just all short spacing, a 2-inch I think. And that's just, I got 3, so it's 300 on each line. All through conduit, so that was just drilled and pushed through. And this one's like that. It's a good effect from that. I found by turning them to face forward, once you're on the street having a look at it, you actually get more of a, it almost looks more matrixy in the style, if that's a word. Even though, as you can see, it's nowhere near that. Very, very big gaps in between. So I do have to get up every few days to sort of fix up lights like this one over here that just like to push through and start falling out. But yeah, that's nice and easy. So it all runs up through there. And that's the roof. It's nice wildlife. Like Kookaburra. Anyway, so that's the house. I'm thinking of doing something different up here next year, not entirely sure what, so I'm just playing around with X-Lux at the moment. So it happens, but that's it. And that's the street. So yeah, any questions, let me know. That's my first ever behind the scenes. Hope I did all right. Anyway, have a great Christmas, everyone.